Yeah.
And we get to see the old classic OD Marana combo. And the beauty about this is you have no idea what positions either of these heroes are playing. OD can play 2, 3, 4 Marana, basically anything as well. And there's not really a save, right, for this combo. Like, you can hookshot in afterwards, but the fact that you've already taken your 2 melee supports and now you've added a 3rd melee in your off lane, yeah, I don't know what they can do against this combo.
What you're saying is they should pick techies here on Arkosh, as they have.
That will ruin the draft, yeah. I mean, all you need is one range
melee.
hero to counter that guy, thankfully.
They have the Juggernaut picked up, somebody who's very good against the clockwork. You suddenly have no threat with that battery assault. Getting on top of him, countered out by your safe lane carry. OD can save himself. Ruby can toss him out. This support lineup looks absolutely awful, and they've got an all right amount of damage here, but they're going to need a very heavy damage safe lane carry. I think Ricky does fit in with the Mars, being able to hop in him while he's inside the arena, keep people locked down would be a good option here. On the side of Arkosh, I'm not sure. You two, any thoughts?
Timbersaw.
Okay.
Screw him over. Okay. 4 melee. I don't even care what the last pick is. Just pick Timbersaw. Because OD and Marana can play any position, so you can just fit them in wherever the players are most comfortable. But, I mean, you can't pick 4 melee and get away with this. There's no way. Like, if you're Byzantine, I was going to say Byzantine Empire, the Byzantine Raiders, do you have to pick a ranged hero here? Is it like, can you win with 5 melee these days?
You can.
I mean, Void Spirit's kind of like his mobility, so it doesn't feel like a melee hero necessarily. But
everybody gets in close.
Still.
So while I like the idea of a Timbersaw, but even something like Enigma, it's like just drop the black hole.
True.
Everybody wants to fight in that. Midnight Pulse, they all have to fight in that. Enigma would also be a pretty solid pickup. I think that they're in a rough spot with these first 4 picks. They all want to be in close. They all need to be in close. And we already have an elusive lineup from the Arkosh side, and then a core who's happy to kind of get in there. So a lot to fill with this last pick.
Yeah, I favor them for that reason. I think Clockwork has an easier time getting on top of people, but there's too much save. The carry deals with it so well. Somebody else who can kind of sit in front, a dangler, so to speak, would be a decent way of rounding out Arkosh here. A dangler.
I don't know if they specialize in the old angle dangling or not. Slark band.
Sounds like a Gremlo specialty.
Really? I thought Gremlo avoids confrontation. Janglers love confrontation. Gremlo is a coward when he plays.
I guess I was thinking more in the sexual terms, which definitely is a Gremlo thing. So
this Gremlo OnlyFans, Gremlo. I don't know. I can't work with this.
Man, I can't wait for that account to actually pop up for real. I will pay money.
All right,
okay,
that's an intriguing band, but of course,
Batrider. Oh,
Batrider's still out there, and he's great against a lot of these melee heroes who are just.
I don't think a pick exists that is good that will round out this lineup, gentlemen. I mean, you need a hard carry like Medusa, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I mean, OD is really good against Medusa, depending on what position OD is, I suppose. But
I mean,
yeah,
Slark would have done it,
good.
right? Slark.
Yeah, Slark was a good band. Yeah. Slark was a good band for sure.
I don't know. Maybe just fall back on how broken Ricky is right now. I know I keep bringing the hero up, but all you really need is the Battle Fury and the Aghanim Scepter. The damage you can dish out is absolutely insane. The jump you have with it is pretty. That's a hero with jump, but it's never going to come online. It's going to get absolutely bodied by the Batrider in lane.
5 melee, though, gentlemen. 5 melee coming out from the Raiders. They're raiding in with their fists. Are they going to do it? Can they take the game 3 or not? Sunsfan, you're shaking your head. What's that mean? You have to actually go for Arkosh?
So, Arkosh Gaming, this is like I could be an idiot here. I'm sure Sammyboy will correct us, but this looks like the biggest outdraft I've seen in the entire tournament, which means I will have to go for Byzantine Raiders because I made a vow never to support Slacks again. So God help me.
Okay. And for you, Neff?
I can't be on Arkosh's side, but I gotta my instinct.
Understandable.
It's gotta be for Arkosh here. As much as they all chat me when I'm casting. It's them. They got this game.
All right, my panel begrudgingly willing to go with the side of Arkosh on this one, but we'll hear if the casters feel the same way or not. We head to a very quick break, but when we come back, it's time for MLP, johnxfire, and special guest Sammyboy. They'll be on the mic.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for our third game between Arkosh Gaming and the Byzantine Raiders. It's MLP, Dota, johnxfire, and Sammyboy. And boys, we have two very interesting drafts. Of course, the panel did point out the fact that there is an all-melee draft on the Byzantine Raiders. Sammy, I'll start with you. What do you think about this? Do you agree with this draft from the Raiders?
It's definitely an interesting draft from Dire. I think they kind of got pushed out of their comfort zone after the first pick Rubik from Arkosh. That's been a hero they've really prioritized. And normally when Rubik is banned, as some teams have actually first banned Rubik versus them, they would pick the Shadow Shaman instead. But Arkosh, instead of banning Rubik, instead chooses to take it immediately. And Rubik has a nice matchup versus Shadow Shaman. And seemed after that Byzantine Raiders were kind of on the back foot, not really sure what to take, starting with Ogre Clock as your support duo. Their 5-position player also seems to play the same heroes every game. In a sense, he's always on Ogre, Undying, one of these melee heroes. And I think when they ran out of those ranged 4s, they still wanted to pick their tanky melee 5-position, and they ended up with this kind of weird, janky draft that I can see how they can win the game, but it is going to take higher levels of execution for them to win for sure. They're going to need to win their lanes, and lanes are kind of looking rough. So hopefully we don't see one team kind of snowball out of control here.
No, you know what it is. Byzantine Raiders are they're just role playing. At the end, Dakota said it. They just want to raid with their fists. They're going by history. If you know your history, the Fourth Crusade, Constantinople was sacked, formerly known as Byzantine or Byzantium. So I don't know if that means they're from Byzantine or are raiding Byzantine, because if they are raiding Byzantine, raiding with 5 melee heroes is a rough one. You can already see in all the lanes, as mentioned by Sammy, it's not going to shape up well. I'm looking at Murderer up against Gremlo's Bat. I mean, PA into Bat last pick. Like, the last pick PA is just... It's such a difficult lane for Murderer to get a hold off, and Crow's just going to be going behind, arrowing the creeps. There's not much Murderer can do to really, I don't know, set up this lane, and Light Shader has just got his work cut out for him here.
Yeah, it's not going to get too bad until the later levels. I think the PA Ogre can definitely win the first couple levels, but, as the lane goes longer, it's obviously going to get worse for the PA. Hopefully, they can try to make 1 or 2 kills happen before probably level 4 or 5 on the Bat Rider. If they can do that, it'll probably be pretty easy to stabilize the lane. It might require a tri-lane from Frugas, however.
But it doesn't look like they're going to get the space to get that done. Even down mid, right? Like, we see the OD slide through. It wasn't banned in a lot of the drafts in this day, at least in this series. It slides through for Canis Vulpus. He's already building Alien Mana Banana, forced to Fairy Fire up and eat that soft he just sent out. So even down mid, it's just not shaping up well. I mean, Alien Man Banana is getting EXP, but I don't think that's all he wants from this lane.
Courier snipe down in the bottom lane, but absolutely, this mid lane is definitely going to be a beatdown for the OD side. I mean, theoretically. Bottom lane also probably going to be a beatdown for the side of Radiant. Like I said, I think the best shot that Dire have to stabilize the game is to bring the Clockwork, try to kill the Bat Rider a couple times, and then eventually kind of overwhelm the bot tower. They might need to even bring 5 heroes to overwhelm bottom, honestly, but if they're willing to bring enough heroes to things, I think they can stabilize the game.
And things are looking pretty darn good for Arkosh to get started. You guys already talked about it, but the lanes are looking very, very strong for the Radiant. I mean, just looking at Alien Mana Banana, he's having a very rough time, but bot lane is... the action was happening. We do see a bit of a rotation out from Frugos. Frugos still level 1, just about to hit that level 2 mark, so doesn't really have the cogs out, and he has been spotted by the ward there. So they are well aware that he's trying to make a bit of a rotation onto Canis Vulpus, which does seem like a very important rotation to make, considering how the lane is going.
Gremlo might go for a dive up on top. He has 5 stickies on the PA. Nice turning around, decides not to go for it.
Shows you the confidence, though, from Arkosh, right? Like, they've just kind of left the Bat Rider by himself. They've brought Crow down to the triangle. And they're pretty confident that Gremlo is just going to have a pretty nice time up against this duel lineup.
Frugas got another courier, and he might also get the Jugs courier. He's got 3 couriers so far. We'll see if he gets a 4th one here. Be interesting.
Very nice.
Might see it. The Juggernaut is sending out his boots here. We'll see.
Radiant are scanning.
Frugos, no vision on it. He's just going to have to take a wild guess.
Yeah, it doesn't get it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Pale Horse going to be all right.
Goat and Crow both moving to secure the runes in the mid lane. Light Shader as well. Rune does spawn top.
Light Shader's got it on the Ogon. Well, of course, they wanted to give it over to the Void Spirit, who does still just have an empty bottle right now. It still feels like it kind of just favors Arkosh that they didn't get the power rune onto Alien Mana Banana this time around.
Absolutely. Whenever you're playing any of these spirit heroes, prioritizing those power runes is probably your #1 objective.
Definitely is, and you're still seeing Alien Man Banana despite that rough laning start. I mean, he's still soaking EXP, but that disparity in last hits is really piling up. 14-3 up against our OD at 22-8, and Panis Vulpes is only limited by his early procs on the Essence Flux. Not a high chance, so I mean, not a lot of mana if it does proc, so his pool is always kind of hanging low. Arkosh still just being aggressive in these lanes. You see Gremlo up top again, keeping that pressure up, and Murderers, he is still finding last hits as the PA, to be fair, but they are in a bit of trouble here with Light Shader, just a tad bit. Not going to commit. It's a slower start for Byzantine Raiders, and if you have this lineup, right, who are you going to look for to give you that momentum come, say, mid-game, past the 10-minute mark, let's say? Is it all down to A and B on that Void Spirit?
I think it's going to be up to A and B on the Void Spirit, as well as Cube on the Mars. The supports in this game are... He's going to have a really rough time getting things done. I think it's going to come down to good usages of Arena. And, you know, the Arena itself is not going to be enough. It comes down to using the Void Spirit to combine with the Arena somewhere on the map to probably be able to find a good fight. We see on the mid lane, Crow might go for an arrow on the Void Spirit. Does
Nice
connect,
arrow
looks
with that.
like Panis Vulpes not going to commit.
I guess there's not really much he can throw out right now with the level 1 Arcane Orb. Alien Mana Banana. Still having a very rough time. I mean, it's almost like they're just kind of threatening his life. And actually, bot lane, Cube, very low on the Mars. Almost going down. I believe he had just about 50 HP before that salve came out. But he is barely going to survive. And he's going to be right, or maybe not. They are making the rotation back in for him, but Pale Horse doesn't have the spin up yet, so they'll have to leave him be.
Gremlo might be in some trouble here. He just cut a double wave, but looks like he is getting collapsed on by Light Shader and Frugos, as well as Alien Mana Banana with the double damage. Oh, Alien Mana Banana misses the... Nice first blood.
And misses the actual step, but he is going to be fine to get the first
Cube
blood.
overstepped bot. I'm getting gone. I'm going to have to TP out as well. Might die? Oh, nice. Gets that way.
Doesn't. Pale Horse just barely missing out on that one, but that mid lane is being forced in with the siege creep while all this has been happening. This is one of the Arkosh specialties. They seem to really be able to just split up the map and force you to make all these rotations that you don't necessarily want to make. As you can see, 3 heroes in the mid lane. They'll split up now, but Canis, he has the Meteor Hammer into the arrow, but it all misses, and now they can jump back in. Light Shader is there with the Fire Blast, but Goat is also around with the Fate Bolt and the Lift. It looks like it probably won't amount to much unless Canis can get in range for an Astral, but he wasn't
Meanwhile,
pulled
top
out
lane
anyway.
Murderer is getting gone on by Gremlo. Looks like he's going to get chased down here. Links away, but I think Gremlo is going to be able to get him with the chase down.
And that he is. Murderer does go down. A very nice play there from Gremlo, and well, the creeps are following, and he doesn't have a TP, but I don't believe there's going to be any heroes from Byzantine that can actually kill him off.
That's a really big solo kill. It's going to slow down the PA's game significantly. And, you know, also, the Batrider was playing in a position where I feel like if the PA had asked for a TP to, or support the TP earlier, they could have turned it around on him as well. So, maybe some unfortunate communication going down there.
They're just being punished for not diving back in. The supports are still really under level though. Like Light Shader's level 3, Frugos is level 3. The ramp up for Clockwork here not going to be as fast. You're looking at the stall out in the hook shot.
Cube, they have the Omni. Do they know where Cube went? Looks like they do. They run straight into him. They commit the Omni immediately. He is still alive, but not for long, surely. He's going to try and juke this one out. A nice TP. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is.
Ooh.
Very nice TP.
Frugos is diving. Panis Vulpes looking for the Astral Meteor now. Probably is going to find it. It might get canceled.
Aether Remnant going to cancel that off, and the arrow being blocked up by Light Shader, but
Bro is
Frugos
committing
still in
for the
trouble.
Clockwork here.
He is, and he does get it. Alien Mana Banana going to move in as well, and he will punish the Mirana for that. Canis I don't really think he can do too much here with the Fire Blast coming out. We'll be forced to just back off.
Gremlo, however, when all of this is going down, is sitting top lane. He has Max Sticky, level 2 Firefly, just farming it up. He's really close to bots. Almost the top net worth in the game, about to pass the PA. So this Batrider is going to have a ridiculously free time. There's no save on Dire. Also 5 melee versus Batrider. Look to this Batrider to maybe carry this game. Absolute monster of a last pick. Or one of their last picks.
He might just be dead here as well. The lasso's up if he wants. Flame Break, Firefly, no lasso necessary. Gremlo, he wants to eat this week. He's getting a lot of kills for his team, and back to the fountain for him. Get a reset, get his BOTs up. And this is getting very scary. I mean, Sammy, you already pointed this out, but this Batrider, he is going to be really out of control this game.
Yep. I think Byzantine need to consolidate their heroes somewhere. So that can mean that they either bring the PA top and they bring their supports to constantly try to chain feed off this Batrider, or it means that they're going to bring their off lane carry and probably even mid to the bottom lane to try to secure this tier 1 area for someone to farm. Because keeping the lane static like this against Batrider, losing matchups on the mid lane, Canis focus though.
He's dropped the Sanity's equipped straight off the bat. They are very low. They hold down the OD, but it's not enough. Frugos, he's going to go down as well. Now Gremlo, he wants the lasso and he does get it. AMB being caught out. They even got a bounty rune waiting there for them as a small consolation prize. Cube, he's trying to run. He turns back around for the spear. He does get a kill, but it's still going to cost him his life, and Canis wants it for himself. The value play with the Meteor Hammer. He'll even get the tier 1 tower, and they cannot punish.
Oh man, that is just dicey now for Byzantine Raiders. 3K behind at 10.5 minutes in. That is a huge deficit this early on. Murderer is just trying to find farm bot, but he is finding a little bit more than Pale Horse. He is trying to rush that Battle Fury, but anywhere Murderer goes, Gremlo's sure to follow with these early BOTs up.
Yep,
you're not wrong.
It's an interesting decision. In the first game, both teams were kind of collapsing around this mid tower, but in this game, I think Dire is, Byzantine are too weak to collapse on the mid tower and actually hold it. They need to try to consolidate their heroes in a side lane. You see where everyone is. Mars is farming top, PA is farming bottom. This is never going to actually progress the game to a state where they're not just going to get picked off across the map, right? They need to actually group their heroes on one side of the map. It does seem like they're choosing to group their heroes top, which is an interesting place to group. They have their supports wrapping. Maybe this could be a really big kill for both of them.
DD rune activated. Astral is going to be there. Nice arena out from Cube, just locking them down.
Pale going down as well.
He does into Crow now, but here comes Gremlo. He's going to try and turn by himself. Can he actually do this? There are a lot of heroes around, but Frugos is still going to die, and it looks like Byzantine don't want to fight this. There's no lasso. Alien's going to turn back around.
To go back in.
No astral charges though.
That was a great play from Byzantine Empire, right? They took a smoke surrounding the top tower. They consolidated their heroes using their Mars and Void Spirit together, so great stuff from them. Gremlo's still chasing though.
He is. He's got lasso in 1 second. Alien Man and Banana going to turn around, but they might be able to turn back around. Light Chainer is going to back, but Gremlo, he is still keeping tabs on the side of Byzantine Raiders, but that'll be enough. They do back off. Still a very successful team fight, as you said, for the Raiders.
Yep. It's going to require them to make continuous plays like that. This game is in a state where it obviously doesn't favor them, and if they let the game stay passive and they don't they keep the game state the same, it's just going to continue getting worse for them. So I like that they're being proactive. Now it comes down to continuing to be proactive, right? They have Mars Arena in 16 seconds. So if it was me, I would be smoking again, which it looks like they may be doing, but trying to find another way to use this arena as soon as it's off cooldown, keep the tempo high. That's the way that you're going to fight your way back in this game.
Smoke up from Arkosh. Go into the triangle now. Gremlo has that lasso up, and they want Alien Mana Banana, or maybe Cube, maybe even the PA Murderer.
Yep.
Oh,
Smoke
Murderer.
pops, but
he hasn't realized it yet. The lasso going to come out. Sanity's being dropped, and he does go down. Light Shader, he came in to try and help out. He's a sitting duck now. Cube's going to try and maybe come in, but no, he wants to turn back around. The Remnant from Goat is not going to land, but it won't matter. They came for the price they wanted. They are going to back off.
This is kind of a direct result of you know, Dire team not taking the initiative, right? You're letting the enemy make the plays on you first. You know, they get their cooldowns back up, and they're kind of just sitting content, continuing to farm. In a game like this, I really feel like it's important for them to up the tempo. And on the side of Arkosh, right, all they really have to focus on is counterplaying and using their Batrider lasso whenever it's up. Oh, hook in on top lane.
Yeah, the Batrider, they want Gremlo dead. He does run out of Firefly, and the spear is going to land, but no, the Astral Canis Vulpus there to back up his teammate. Gremlo's going to survive. Goad with a nice Aether Remnant locking down the Mars, and Frugos is going to die. Into more now, they want Light Shader, and they will probably just get him. Light Shader, he's going to have to just tank the gank for the team. He will. Q-Bait does get himself out.
Once again, just not bringing enough heroes on the side of Byzantine Empire. If the Void Spirit was there to start, maybe they're able to make something happen out of that. But if you're making this play with only your Mars plus supports, especially when your supports are this under-leveled, you mean his Ogre is still level 5, right? There's not actually going to be enough damage to succeed in any of these plays. I think bringing the Void Spirit and maybe even bringing the PA is going to be necessary. You know, this is one of those games where, because your power level on the supports is kind of low, you're going to need to bring your PA plus your Void Spirit plus your Mars and actually combine all three of those heroes' strengths together to make things happen.
And that was the first hookshot we've seen out of Frogos since he got his level 6. They were waiting for a long time for that. Doesn't line up the way they'd want to. The good thing for them is, as you mentioned, these cooldowns are low. They just need to find an angle, but look at these wards coming out from Arkosh. Just keeping an eye behind that tier 2, right at the triangle as well. The sentry is right in point to spot it out, so they're going to clear some space for themselves. But Arkosh just had a lot of information to play with on hand, and Byzantine Raiders need to be on top of at least getting some control back in the map. You can see Q-Bait trying to shove in that bot tier 1, but their top tier 2 is just being shoved by Pale Horse all by himself.
Yep. It's good that they're starting to group up. Arkosh has a ton of casual catch. They have the Blink Dagger on OD, they have Astral into Arrow, they have Lift from really long range. They just have a lot of spells that are coming from really long range and are very casual to throw out, which means that if you're playing Split versus this Arkosh lineup, you're constantly going to be getting picked off and constantly caught all across the map. So I like that they're grouping their heroes, stop the bleeding, and try to progress the game as a group. Obviously, the map state is pretty bad for them, losing the tier 2 top to Pale Horse, but not sure if there's actually much they can do about that at this point. Oh, hook in on mid lane.
Yeah, they got the hook.
Rana, I'm not sure if that's the target you want to go on here.
They're trying to burst him down, but the Astral again coming up with Canis Vulpus, saving the day. And now they're going to turn it around. Gremlo, he has the lasso. He'll settle for the Ogre. They'll take what they can get. While Goat is looking for a bit more here on the Rubik.
They see Pale Horse under a sentry. They might try to make a play on him.
They're gonna
dust him up.
They do dust him, but how do you lock him down?
Yep.
It's like they won't be able to.
Murderer is rushing the BKB here, so probably that's the big timing that Byzantine is going to be trying to play for, trying to find this BKB on the PA, use the BKB to maybe fight the OD. But until this BKB, it's very difficult for the PA to enter the fights in anything other but a pickoff.
Yeah, it's also gonna. You still also worry about the lasso, right? Like if that lasso is up and you BKB without seeing where the bat is, especially now since Gremlo has his blink up, it still runs a huge risk for Murderer in joining these early fights. And you can see Arkosh, again, they know they're strong. They're just invading that jungle. They've still got good wards on the cliff into the top jungle side, so just playing to their strengths, denying some farm. And Murderer is just forced to constantly play in these unsafe lanes. He TP's back right in time, so he's not going to be caught out, but he really needs to rush that BKB. It's still a ways off. Like, we're talking about 2.4k gold away, and that timing's just going to be fairly slow for him this game.
Yeah, the BKB might honestly not be enough. I think a more mature team might realize that this BKB is not going to be enough, and they're going to have to play for some BKB Dasso timing and try to stall the game out for a long period of time. I'm not sure Byzantine is going to play the game like that, but that might be what they have to do if they want the best chance to win. Definitely a difficult game for them, though, no matter what.
Looks like we'll see a bit of a scout out.
Play on the mid wave.
Scouting out the Roshan, just trying to make sure that Arkosh wasn't trying to sneakily do it. And mid lane, Gremlo, he's going to TP in. It looks like he wants to try and make a play. Pings around on
Gremlo does
Frogos.
blink forward onto Frugos.
He does, but a Knight's Cogs out is going to block them. He's just going to walk away. But bot lane, Pale Horse trying to go on an Alien Man, a Banana. He's going to TP away. He's going to be just fine. Looks like Arkosh, for once, are not going to get what they came for. They are going to leave empty-handed, or maybe not. They're running towards the north into the triangle now. They are still
might
trying.
Get caught here. Nice recognition by them, backing off, but they are under a ward in the dire big jungle there, so Arkosh might decide to continue and make a play there. They are standing under vision. This could be a really good fight for Arkosh using this deep ward. Great ward from Arkosh here. Smoke up or auto multi from them.
We go, Canis
Gremlo's
for an
looking.
Astral.
He does
Gremlo
find
with the
Alien
full whip.
Banana. That's the best target.
Oh,
Great
It is
hook,
the best
though.
target, but a nice hook shot going to stop everything from happening. They're still going with that Astral trying to save the life of the Batrider. He's going to be fine for now. It's on to Frugos. The Clockwork is going to die. Now Cubane needs to back off, but Alien Banana coming back in onto Canis Vulpus. He wants a bit of sweet, sweet revenge. A nice
that's
Astral
spear
out.
dodge.
Going to avoid the spear, and they do get A and B, but now Murderer.
And the
He's
blink
going to
out from
join
Canis
in.
Vulpus.
They blink out. Murderer still wants to find a target, and Gremlo is sticking
Gremlo
around
is
a bit.
still here. Gremlo is being a little too cheeky. I'm not sure. He might get punished for this, and he is.
Oh, he will, but
Canis
Canis,
Vulpus is here as well. I think you need to run away, my friend.
he's going in. He wants to fight.
Oh,
I don't know
Pale Horse
about
is
this.
connecting behind.
Light Shader is going to stun him up. Pale Horse is here with Goat. They're going to go into Light Shader straight off the bat, and it looks like they should be able to afford to get this kill, but can they find that pesky PA? Well, Murderer, he doesn't actually have a TP available. It's,
Quelling
there's
his
none.
way through. Oh, he missed quelling the wrong
Canis
tree.
knows. Canis knows. He might have seen the no TPs.
Oh boy.
Pale Horse?
Oh boy.
No, he blinks
He
away.
gets out.
Nice play by Murderer. Very, very scary ordeal there for him, I'm sure.
I wish
It's,
Murderer would have TP'd a little sooner to that engagement. If he had showed up just a little quicker, I think it could have gone a lot better for Byzantine Raiders, as I think Arkosh were overextending a bit.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit too long there. We saw a couple of moments where it looked dicey, but they do manage to just overwhelm them in the end because of that early numbers advantage. We are seeing the BKB slowly built up, and Murderer is queuing into the Desolator next. So you're going to see some burst damage on that PA as mentioned. They just need to wait out for the PA spike in that matter. They do still, again, have these low cooldown spells ready.
Looks like
Cubane has
Arkosh
his
is deciding to go
backup.
for the Roshan play. We'll see if Byzantine are able to scout this out. They do have Rocket Flare available.
See?
They have their BKB on PA too. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad time to fight if they decide to scout it out here. Flare
Rocket
is
Flare.
going. They scout it out now.
They have time. Can
They
break
are
the
pinging
gap.
it. They see Goat. Goat is a little too far forward. I don't know if he can be there.
He
BKB
can't,
does
he
get
is
off
dead.
on the PA as well. Omni Slash coming through.
Yeah, Lasso, Omni Slash, all flying through. Pale Horse, he does get Light Shader, but that's all he gets.
Radiant's bottom tower
And it looks like they're going to
is
stop the
under
Roshan now. Or maybe not. The Moonlight Shadow, they could try and reinitiation, but they're just too far. They'll know with that Rocket Flare that the Roshan has stopped, and Light Shader's actually calling for a smoke, it seems.
I think they are going to try to fight as soon as their, ogre is up. Gotta use this arena. I'm not sure if that's the best course of action. I think stalling out the Roche is more than what you,
Uh-oh.
would ask for.
A and B.
Lane.
Oh, he's been caught. That's a
yeah.
big, big target. Canis Vulpus just all over him. Back to the Roshan.
He does have buyback on the Void Spirit if they decide to use it, but it's looking like they might just concede the Roshan at least.
Frugos not going to hang around either for the hook shot. Aegis steal attempt, or maybe he will.
He's
They do
coming
Rocket
back.
Flare.
They might look for it. Arkosh are
think it's
nervous
with-
about this Roche.
I think it's worth a shot to hook shot in, right? Just with the clockwork alone.
Definitely is. He went a
gonna try
little too
it
early.
early.
I'm not...
It's early, but Murderer going to jump in. He's
Murderer in the
committed.
pit. Look at the
Aegis
Aegis
Pale
Pale
Horse.
Horse.
He does get it, and he will die straight off the bat. Now Canis Vulpus needs to find a way out, but he does have the hammer ready. Still the PA to get himself away. Ultimately, Aegis was essentially denied off immediately. Still not really too big of a deal for Arkosh, though. They are winning out pretty much all these trades.
It was still a great play, I would say, by Byzantine. You get the Aegis, your carry gets out. I think that's as much as you can ask for, right?
Yeah, it's certainly probably the best result for them, not trading too much there. They're still keeping that stall game up. Murder is just one part away from the Deso. Pretty much has that first mythical hammer in terms of gold. So just about 1.6 left, 1.7, I guess, considering. Although can
On
as
the
well
mid
as
lane.
again.
So good on this OD, just catching out constant targets, and they find
Light
one.
Shader's
Light
getting caught as
Shader.
well.
Goat with the Rubik plays, does catch another. I feel like with Arkosh, you just can't give this OD away to Canis. He's just too good with it.
The amount of casual catch and reach that this hero provides is really hard to play against, especially for the uncoordinated teams. So definitely surprising to see them give OD away.
Oh,
Meanwhile, the
lasso!
last thing was like Frugas.
He was trying to TP out, but the lasso came in right in the nick of
Oh,
time. A
hook
nice
away.
hook shot.
He has
Gremlo
pop as
has the
well,
bullwhip
but-
though. Arrow gonna
Nice
land.
arrow.
That'll be it. And with that, it looks like they're gonna try high ground in the mid lane.
Yep, they have some big items. They have Manta Style on Pale Horse. They have BKB basically completed on Gremlo, although it is at base. Crow as well has just finished his Guardian Greaves, so big items all around for Arkosh that can maybe end the game here.
Air horse. Spin. Oh, Alien Mana Banana. It's been caught out again. Now Canis just jumped in. He's so confident. They have the Omni. They can just keep fighting.
Oh,
A
they
nice
do get
arena
Pale
though.
Horse. They don't have Astral to save him. Pale Horse might have messed up here. He does.
Yeah, he has gone down. Murderer going to go onto Goat now, and Goat is set to die, or maybe not. He's still alive, but eventually does go down onto Crow. Crow is just TPing away, and he's going to be fine. Bit of a misplay there from our Jargon. That'll mean a high ground defense is successful for Byzantine Raiders.
Yep, they're obviously still down 12k gold, but they have the Desolator finished up on PA now. They're working on their Aghanims on Void Spirit. The Void Spirit, though, his game has not progressed at all. You know, his net worth, I think, is maybe lower than it was 10 minutes ago, to be completely honest with you. It's definitely going to be a rough game for him, and he needs a BKB. So it's a difficult game. I think I might even say that instead of this Aghanim's choice, he might have to just go BKB, even though he has a point booster, because he's just getting caught by Astral at the start of the fight. This Astral is very casual, so it's very easy for Radiant to throw it out, and then all of a sudden he's dead immediately. No way to save him.
Yeah, I mean, on the opposing side, they do have this blink up now for Byzantine Raiders, right? So they've got the blink on their Mars. They could just start with Cubey instead, throw his body out first, and have Alien Man Banana kind of follow up after he throws out the Spear, throw out the Dodge Rebuke in Arena. That could be one way for Byzantine Raiders to play around the fact that Alien Man Banana is not going for any of these defensive items, I suppose.
I think the best way to do it is to honestly use your supports with buyback. So, tell your Ogre and Clockwork to both save buyback. I mean, Clock is probably better because he has Hook, but they might get caught bottom.
Oh,
Frugas
Frugas.
does get maybe caught by this.
Oh,
They see the PA's Courier too, but... Oh, Murderer has
Having a
no
look for him.
TP.
Rugos, he's going to get Astral. Murderer, like you said, no TP available, but he
gets
is
his
trying to
TP off
hide.
Courier.
He's
He
gone.
didn't kill his Courier in time, so he does get his TPs and is able to TP away. Good heads-up play from him.
With that Arkosh.
on the edge for him though. Like Murderer, he still kind of wants to use this vessel with a BKB now, but they're just forced to keep waiting for that. And Arkosh, they're pretty hungry for blood. Like they lost a couple of fights that they probably didn't feel they should have lost in that way, and they've only really got one outer objective left. I think it's time to just clump up in that triangle. This is under a ward, so Byzantine Raiders are at least aware of the movement out here from Arkosh, but doesn't feel like they have enough in the tank to really fight outside or high ground, or commit too much outside at this point.
Yeah, I think the best fights they can take are at their high ground. Like I said, using buybacks. I think the supports are really important. These guys need to be able to walk in, hopefully eat a bunch of spells so that the Void Spirit and Mars can get all their spells off. And then, they're going to eat spells, they are going to die, but hopefully they both have buyback, press their buybacks, TP's in. And then I think if they do that, they can actually win a fight. But if you let your Mars or Void Spirit get initiated on, the fight is going to be very difficult to play.
Moonlight Shadow going to be popped here. Arkosh, they would love a target.
They have a really good base ward for on the side of Arkosh. We'll see if Light Shader places a sentry here, but this base ward is going to get all the vision they need. He
that's
finally does
so
place a sentry, but just too late.
It's way too late. Light Shader, he is going to die. He does have buyback in case he needs it, but it looks like he probably won't. Now Arkosh just going to go straight back to that die triangle and just continue dominating this map and not allowing Byzantine to get any form of farm.
Yep. PA is close to the Basher. The PA is top net worth in the game. He's caught up to the Jug and actually surpassed the Jug, which is kind of surprising to me. Jug is 1,000, 1,200 gold off Ags or so. So, going to be that item coming up on him.
he's also got a bottled up double damage rune now. So it's smoke time for Arkosh. Going to be hunting up in the top jungle. They have lost their wards, and it's now Byzantine Raiders with a superior vision. So a bit of a blind smoke, not going to amount to too much. Maybe just this outpost take right before the 30-minute mark, though. So that's going to be additional EXP for Arkosh that Byzantine Raiders won't have. Although they are showing their 2 big cores mid.
They are 100 gold off Ags and 100 gold off Basher on the PA, so it's really important that Byzantine get these items before taking an engagement. Basher is completed now, but the Void Spirit still needs 100 gold for his Agony.
Still in the mid lane, just hanging. Alien Mana Banana thinking about going to the low ground. This could be dangerous. They don't have the
Grimlow
lasso.
is watching.
Didn't have the lasso. I think Goat had to go in with the lift, but they think better of it. They'll just leave it be for now. I mean, do Arkosh just wait for the next Roshan here, or is it
I
just
think
about
that's
the Aegis
safe
timing?
play. Yeah, you really want this Aegis to siege high ground. I think it's not too long as well, right? Another minute or so until Rosh can start spawning. So I think waiting for it is probably the best play. You have pretty, good control of this game. You're not too worried about scaling either, right? Like OD Bat Jug versus PA Void Spirit Mars. I mean, I would say that Arkosh probably have the better scaling anyway. No rush for them this game. Can take it very chill. Just take the easy pick off with Bat Rider. When lasso's down, chill, play the map, and continue building this gold lead.
Yeah, it's just widening. It's been steady at 12 to 13. The Ags is up for AMB. It was, just pretty much 100 gold a while ago, as you mentioned. BKB next for Void Spirit. So they're starting to find some answers here.
Gremlo in the mid lane has a Tinker's Rune. Might find Murderer jumps on Goat right away. That might be an overextension.
He's baited. Alright, Arena is going to be dropped. Sanity's dropped as well. Murderer still alive. Gremlo going to pop his BKB. Murderer jumping back in onto Crow. The Mirana is going to die. Light Shader does go down, and so does Murderer, and Pale Horse just ripping them shreds. Frugos has also been caught out. He's gone, and there aren't that many buybacks. There's only 2 available on Byzantine Raiders. I think this is high ground for Arkosh.
This might even be GG. Void Spirit and PA both bought out their items. They have no tier 2s left, so it's looking like Arkosh might just be able to take Megas here, or at least 2 sets. DD on Pale Horse as well still.
It's going to be difficult for Byzantine Raiders. Like, even if they do hold out long enough, they will drop way too many objectives here. Now, they can clear out super creeps, mega creeps quite well with their PA. Even the Mars can kind of handle that, but it's not a position you want to be in with this kind of draft. And Arkosh, they're just confident. Like, even if they don't get this next set of racks, they can just go for that Roshan, which respawns really fast.
Yep. Arkosh have had full map position for the past 10 minutes of this game.
Zone.
So they've just been having to farm and kind of wait for the PA or the Void Spirit to mess up, and that's kind of what we've seen, right? PA or Void Spirit, they both step up a little bit too far, immediately lassoed, astraled, and all of a sudden this fight looks kind of impossible for Byzantine. Like I said, I really think they need to use their supports' bodies more, try to send their supports in first, get vision, allow the PA and Void Spirit and Mars to actually find good targets to jump on.
Another double damage rune at that top rune spot.
Back to back.
Yeah,
It's back.
that might be the third one,
Murderer
actually.
does see Canis Vulpus. He might go.
Nice,
Good
but
for Menace.
Lasso.
Lasso comes out.
And they catch him out. They want to take down that Alien Mana Banana, and they do get him. Murderer doesn't know what to do here. He needs to jump in somewhere. Still does have the BKB, but they are eventually going to back off. Pale Horse does have Swift Slash and does commit. Cubey going to be targeted, and he does end up falling. He has buyback. I just don't know if it's going to be enough
for the
without...
left here. He might get it. He does get
No,
the,
they
into the
don't.
arrow. Oh no.
Into the arrow. Nice hook shot from Frugos trying to slow them down, but Pale Horse has the damage along with Canis Vulpus. No buybacks left. This definitely looks like it's the end of the game as the Meteor Hammer does fall and Pale Horse cleans up Frugos.
Canis Vulpus?
This should
See,
be
they're
it.
gonna go for it. There's no way they don't, right? Oh, they're not.
Oh,
Crow does have the Ghost
Oh,
Scepter.
Pale Horse, get in there.
The DD well played has been called. Canis Vulpus, Rampage, or CSL disband. Frogos looks like he is going to die. And the game is indeed over. Arkosh managing to get a 2-1 victory over the Byzantine Raiders. But what a great series it was.
That was Arkosh has come out with his draft that works really well. Byzantine Raiders trapped themselves, and Sammy, you were pointing this out off comms. You mentioned that Byzantine Raiders as players and as a team seem to really gravitate towards a very strict set of heroes for their supports. Rubik in that first phase just messed him over. 5 melee draft against an OD Batrider, Jog, Rubik, Marana. It was just a hard game to go from the draft, and Byzantine Raiders, well, they tried, but 5 melee, guys. 5 melee.
Yeah, the level of Dota was very close across this series. Both teams obviously had some really bad overextensions, but at other points in the series, they also were actually playing together, playing pretty safe, and it kind of just came down to me in this last game. The drafts were super unfavorable for Byzantine Raiders. I think Arkosh had the better drafts in probably all 3 games. So definitely something to work on for Byzantine Raiders as they're drafting and maybe the hero pools of their players moving forward.
Well, with that, of course, Sammy, we'd like to thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure hearing from a pro player like yourself. It's an absolute pleasure for us and me and John. With that, of course, we are going to head off to a break, and after the break, we are going to come back to the panel to see what they have to say about this game number 3.